We definitely were being watched last night. I know we're being watched.
Yeah, these
now.
hills have
I
eyes.
feel it. I feel it.
20 years ago, my mom overnight hiked to LeConte Lodge with some friends. She wanted to do it again for her 67th birthday, and this is how it went. Mount LeConte is located right in the middle of the Great Smoky Mountains, between Gatlinburg, Tennessee and the North Carolina border. Peak elevation is just under 6,600 feet, and it features the highest relief in the east when measured from its immediate base. Right at the top is LeConte Lodge, a primitive cabin-style inn built in 1925 and accessible only by hiking trails. There are no roads and no electricity. Supplies are delivered by helicopter and weekly llama trains. 5 unique trails lead up to the lodge. The longest is called the Boulevard, and that's the one Mom wanted to do. It's 8.1 miles from the parking lot to the lodge and promises unsurpassed natural beauty. Now, she warned us that it took them all day to hike it 20 years ago, but it wasn't until we reached the top that we truly understood the magnitude of the commitment. So the plan was to drive to Gatlinburg to be close enough to wake up and get an early start on the hike, and we made a few stops along the way. Y'all, Gatlinburg is wild. It's not your typical mountain town. Think the State Fair meets Busch Gardens meets July 4th. They have embraced a tourism economy and are capitalizing on it. They've got a 400-foot Space Needle and the Gatlinburg Sky Bridge, the longest pedestrian cable bridge in North America. We stayed at a place called Zoder's Inn. It's a family business, walkable to everything, and situated along a rocky creek. There was 24-hour coffee and the rooms were pretty nice. The next morning, we headed out to park at the trailhead at Newfound Gap. It's a 30-minute drive through the most beautiful forest. This was our first bear encounter. The lot was fairly empty at 9, so we had a nice spot to get geared up before hiking into the woods.
Nothing like an early morning, high-altitude birthday hike.
The Boulevard Trail can be broken up into 2 parts, the first of which is actually a section of the Appalachian Trail that begins at Newfound Gap. The climb was intense. Big rocks, uneven terrain, roots. I would use the word aggressive. Our confidence level at this point was probably too high. The first stopping point was the turnoff to start the boulevard. It's 2.7 miles up from the parking lot, and we had a nice little break here for lunch.
Hello. Y'all think that was the fork of the Pigeon River? I think that was water was coming from a spring somewhere. Had to be.
Okay, when the descriptions say that only a few trails can rival the beauty of the scenery found along the boulevard, I can vouch. It was like being on another world that changed dramatically every mile. We took a lot of breaks to rest and take in the views.
Another 7 miles. How they holding out? You're doing good.
The stuff growing here is just unbelievable.
Good job. You know what they say, right?
On your birthday, you can't be low when you're this high. I hope. If I can move tomorrow.
How does 0.7 miles feel to y'all right now?
It feels impossible.
I think I can run it.
Jubilant. I can definitely run it. Okay, let's go. last one there.
These trails are wild. It's like another world up here.
It's the craziest.
It's the world I want to live in.
Okay, we just got to a big clearing here and have a view basically of the whole ridge that we hiked. All of this, basically to that ridge over there, and we can see the parking lot.
This primitive camping shelter was the first sign that we were approaching the lodge, but we were given some anxiety after reading why it was closed. Notice aggressive bear activity. Attacks on humans have occurred, inflicting serious injuries and even death. Oh my God, just keep walking. After 7 hours of extreme hiking, we arrived at the lodge. The complex is steeply sloped and the trails converge above it. We were suffering from extreme exhaustion.
That's LeConte Lodge.
Is that the lodge?
We made it.
Thank y'all. I'm gonna cry. I'm so glad y'all came with me. Thank you. This is how we getting off. Y'all, when we came around after when y'all kind of separated, and we went about 2 turns, and both turns had the rocks, I just busted out laughing. It was,
I didn't laugh. I said other things.
I had the stacking waggies. I mean, it was just funny to me. It was just so ridiculous. Thank you. You headed for the wine bar? Oh, that was so nice of you. Thank you. That was very sweet. Great. Pay for wine and Tylenol. I'm gonna need some.
I got your towel.
Oh, I want to go ahead
Good
and
shop hours.
take it.
12 to 4:30. Dang, we got.
We're good. So we're staying in a room off of a lodge.
But once we settled in, got some rest and lodge hot chocolate, I could feel the life energy returning to my body. We were in a cabin that has 3 rooms and a common den area. Our bedroom has 3 beds, windows that opened, and oil lanterns. There was a gas heater in every room. The lodge provides a pail for hot water washing up, fresh water, flushing toilets, and meals. They rang a dinner bell when it was time to eat. Served family style, we ate broccoli soup with cornbread and peaches. Then we had beef, potatoes, green beans, and apples. There was a wine selection with 15-minute refills and chocolate chip brownies for dessert.
Day to you. Happy birthday, dear Lucy. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. I wish to get down.
You make a big deal out of birthday.
Yay!
After dinner, most of the guests made another short hike up to one of the open peaks of the mountain to watch the sunset. This tradition is one of the highlights of staying at the lodge. We stayed long enough to see the stars come out. The lodge locked up at 9 and then the lights were out around 9:30. It got down into the 30s overnight, but the blankets were wool and we weren't cold. We woke up around 7 and the lodge crew had coffee waiting.
coffee over here.
That's yours.
Coffee over here.
Perfect.
By about 9:30, we had done morning business and repacked our bags for the hike down. The pack llamas were on the way up, but wouldn't arrive until after lunch, so we missed seeing them. So as I said, we went a little too hard on the hike up and ran out of steam. So for the hike down, we planned to take a much slower pace, one that we felt we could maintain for the entire hike, and it helped a lot.
ET forest.
We're calling this the ET forest because it's almost like a ghost forest up here, but just look at all the moss and
Definitely from another world.
everything is covered. We're pretty sure we're being watched. We definitely were being watched last night. I know we're being
Oh
watched.
yeah, these
now.
hills have
I
eyes.
feel it, I feel it.
They might be brown, hairy eyes. We're 1 out of 8 miles back.
Okay, great.
You did great. Look at you hiking like a pro.
You're right, you're right.
It's definitely easier going back down. When we first got started on this adventure, I was excited to hear the sounds of nature, but it turns out it's just 2 straight days of this sound. There were only 2 times we were scared on the trail yesterday. Both of them were when we came across a bear. First break, 2 miles.
That's what you wanted, right? I'm gonna have an oat and dark chocolate. No sandwich. Are we sure you don't want a sandwich?
How you feeling halfway, Mark?
Doing great.
Downhill definitely is easier.
This is nothing like walking the ridge. Between Tennessee and North Carolina.
Hey guys,
Hello.
did y'all break out for lunch?
We just this seemed like a good flat spot in between uphills.
Raisins and peanuts.
Perfect. I gotta tell you, we've had a different pace today. We have slow geared it this whole way. It's been nice.
We ate at a place, all of a sudden I realized that we're on a curve and that the bear could smell the ham. You know the music that goes with this. You don't have to take a picture of this.
How long have y'all been down here? 5 minutes?
Been going 5.3 already today.
10 minutes? We can see the Mount LeConte Ridge through the woods as we're walking, and it really is a long way away. 8 miles doesn't seem like much in a car, but on a wilderness ridge hike to a mountain that looks like another state away,
Yeah.
it's pretty
4,500 feet.
It's pretty far away. Larry and Brenda are well ahead of us, and that's all right. We're just doing like this.
I hope I don't need hip replacement when this is done, but it's possible.
All right. Our final trail update before we get down to the parking lot. We still probably have like a mile to go. But as you can see, it's just these tree stumps that we got to keep going over. Oh my gosh. We could see the parking lot.
And what was the best part of your journey?
We just got here. It's the best part.
See you in the parking lot.
We made it. We got down. It's packed and hot down here, but we are changed and packed, relaxing in the AC. Feels good. All right, let's hit the road. Signing off. LeConte was great. Thank you.
Hang on a second. Hang on. Try to get that sun. Let me change the lighting a little bit. Oh, there it is. Work it. Work it.